Dan and Keith are on a strict pitch count. They won't be available for this show. But Antonio Brown, he is available for go routes on Monday, and he's now producing artistic representations of his life.
You know, I have a feeling that if Bill Rasmussen knew 40 years ago that Antonio Brown would keep hijacking the A block of SportsCenter, he may have decided to just stick to broadcasting University of Connecticut sports across the state instead of all sports all over the country. But here we are. In case you missed everything that happened, let's recap. Earlier in the morning Friday, AB reportedly shed tears during an emotional apology to the team surrounded by the Raider team captain. Shortly after that, the Raiders announced that instead of being suspended or even cut for his verbal altercation with GM Mike Mayock on Thursday, that Brown would be available to play in the season opener Monday. Brown then addressed the media following that announcement for all of about 16 seconds, where he basically just said, "There's been enough talk." Now, not long after that Raiders practice, ESPN's Ed Werder tweeted this, quote, source, "The Raiders fined wide receiver Antonio Brown an unspecified amount for his unprofessional behavior in a recent interaction with GM Mike Mayock. He's been fined and he's not happy," the source said. But wait, there's more, because around 9:34 Eastern Friday night, Brown dropped this video on YouTube featuring a taped conversation with Jon Gruden or someone who sounds a whole lot like him.
Hey,
Yep.
Antonio, coach is on the line.
Hey, B.
Coach.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, coach?
What the hell's going on, man?
There's a villain all over the news, man.
You're not a villain. You're the most misunderstood human being in my entire life that I've ever met. I mean, I brought you here because you're my favorite guy. I've never seen a guy work hard. And I don't know where you are in your life right now off the street. All I know is you got a lot of things going. There's a lot of people that have an opinion about you. And whether it be good or bad, you're in the spotlight all the time. Let me ask you this. Do you want to be a Raider or not?
Man, I've been trying to be a Raider since day one. I've been my so hard at anyone. I don't know why it's a question of me being a Raider. Like, do you guys want me to be a Raider?
Please stop this. Just play football. How hard is it, man? You're a great football player. Just play football.
Yeah, but I'm more than a football player, man. I'm a real person. It ain't about the football. I know how to do that. I'll show you guys down the daily. This is my life. Ain't no more games.
Now, those of you in California probably know this, but for those of you not in the Golden State, here's the deal. California's wiretapping law is a two-party consent state. So it's a crime if you record confidential communication, including private phone call, conversation, whatever, without the consent of all parties involved, right? So a lot of people are thinking that when they saw this video. Well, Chris Mortensen goes to Twitter and he says, quote, more on the AB84 YouTube video. Raiders source says Gruden was truly amused by it and even thought it was awesome. That's all. Next. Well, what exactly is next? For that, let's bring in Paul Gutierrez, who covers the Raiders for us here at ESPN, who joins us now on SportsCenter. All right, Paul, it's been a wild 12, 16 hours. How do we get to this point, and how is this latest video being received there in the Bay Area?
You know, it's interesting. I think there's a lot of people in the Raider facility that are hoping and praying that please be Frank Caliendo on the phone calling AB and not Jon Gruden. But I reached out to Jon Gruden and I asked him if he had seen it yet. And at this time, he had not to dinner with his family. I didn't want to bother him at that point. But I asked him if he had seen it. He said, I have not, but I'm sure it's juicy. So, again, I think he thinks it's kind of amusing. It's one of those weird shots across the bow that Antonio Brown is known to take. Coaches and other people. I mean, this is the guy that Facebook Live the Steelers post-playoff game meeting. So this is what the Raiders signed up for. The teammates, they have his back. They're supporting him as long as he continues to, or as long as he does produce. And I hate to use this phrase for a grown man, but kind of behave, really, and do his own thing. So, yeah, in the locker room talking to Derek Carr, he said for that meeting, AB said some things, the captains said some things, and at the end of it, they just wanted to move past it and playing football games. Tyre Whitehead, another team captain, told me, look, when a guy is down and needs help, you got to go out and help him. You got to reach out. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning football games. They need all 53 guys pulling in the same direction, because even if one guy's going in opposite direction, that's not going to be very good for their goal, which, again, is to win some football games.
I mean, let's be frank here. Mike Mayock, Jon Gruden, every player on that roster knows that Antonio Brown is probably the best player on that team and gives them the best chance to win a game, even if that's Monday in the opener against the Broncos. So with that being said, Paul, what impact, if any, has all of this drama had on the preparation for that season opener Monday Night Football?
Well, it's interesting because they've already prepared to not have him because he hasn't been there. He said everybody loves AB ... when he's here. And, he's a great guy to have on the field, and he makes everybody better and elevates the game. But they haven't had him. So when he does show up, you see how everybody does improve, from the other receivers who don't want to get caught slipping, from the DBs who don't want to get embarrassed by him, and inevitably they actually do. So the way they prepare for this is if he's going to be there, that's the bonus, because they've really gone all of camp, minus really only 2 practices in Napa that he was there participating fully. So they're already used to the idea of not having him. Having him on the field is going to be a big benefit to them. At least that's the mentality that they're having right now, and they need to take into Monday night.
All right, Paul, keep your office tidy. There's a pretty good chance we'll be talking to you again Saturday night about something Antonio Brown or Raiders related. Paul Gutierrez, our Raiders reporter here on SportsCenter.
All right, how about the second of the 2 men